Jim Harbaugh arrived in Los Angeles and immediately delivered back-to-back 11-win seasons. In 2 years, he has replaced a history of inconsistency with a physical identity and a baseline of high expectations. But the AFC is a meat grinder. To move past the early playoff exits of the last 2 years, where Patrick Mahomes, the dynamic Lamar Jackson, and CJ Stroud are the standard, this year the math is working against them. The 2026 schedule hit the Chargers with a 34-day rest deficit, one of the largest disadvantages in the league. This means the Chargers will frequently take the field on short rest to play opponents who are coming off their bye weeks or extended breaks. For Harbaugh's physical style to overcome that disadvantage and lead to a championship, the Chargers are operating on a path where 4 specific conditions must fall perfectly into place. If these variables align, they have the infrastructure to win the AFC. If even one of them tips the wrong way, the lack of proven depth could turn a promising season into a frustrating grind. The first requirement for a deep run is an immediate spike in offensive efficiency. This rests on the new partnership between offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert. McDaniel's system is designed to take the weight off Herbert's shoulders by establishing a devastating ground game. Using dynamic backs like Omarion Hampton and Keaton Mitchell, the scheme forces defenses to crowd the line of scrimmage. Once that happens, the vertical shots open up. Rookie Brennan Thompson, the fastest player in the draft class with a 4.26 40, provides the pure speed needed to pull safeties away from the ball. That deep threat creates space underneath, allowing David Njoku and Ladd McConkey to operate in rhythmic, high-percentage passing windows. To match the scoring power of Buffalo and Kansas City, this offense needs to move the needle from 21.6 points per game up into the 25 to 26 point range. That offensive growth is entirely contingent on the health of the tackle spots. Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt are both returning from season-ending injuries, and they must stay on the field for all 17 games. McDaniel's outside zone blocking relies on these edges. If either tackle goes down, elite AFC pass rushers like Max Crosby will collapse the pocket before the scheme's downfield concepts can even develop. While the tackle positions are established, the interior is a wide-open battle. Training camp is currently centered on a high-stakes competition at guard, led by rookie Jake Slaughter. Slaughter played every college snap at center. Now he's being asked to adjust his footwork and spacing to handle the different angles and power requirements of the guard position. If Slaughter can't stabilize that interior rushers will be in Herbert's face instantly, neutralizing the team's massive offensive ceiling. On the other side of the ball, the defense doesn't need to be a top-ranked shutdown unit. It just needs to become an opportunistic turnover machine. The roster has 2 glaring vulnerabilities: an aging rotation of edge rushers like Khalil Mack, and a secondary that is incredibly young and unproven. Defensive coordinator Chris O'Leary is leaning into a high-risk, high-reward scheme. Instead of asking a thin secondary to play perfect coverage, the goal is to create enough chaos to force mistakes. Expect to see rookie Akeem Mesidor kicking inside to rush the passer, while Derwin James Jr. acts as a disruptor, pressuring quarterbacks into rush decisions before they can pick apart the young defensive backs. If this unit finishes in the top 5 in turnover differential, they can mask their depth issues. If they don't, opposing quarterbacks will simply wait for the veteran pass rushers to tire out. Finally, there's the matter of geography. The Chargers have to survive a cross-country travel schedule that offers no margin for error. In Week 3, the team has to fly across the country to face a physically punishing Buffalo Bills squad. They then have to immediately fly back across the country to face the defending champion Seattle Seahawks on short rest. To secure a high seed, the Chargers must split their games with Kansas City and sweep a rebuilding Denver team. Winning the AFC West is a necessity. To avoid traveling to a freezing Arrowhead or Baltimore in January, they have to ensure the road to the Super Bowl runs through SoFi Stadium. Analysts are pegging this team for 9 or 10 wins, but I'm taking the over. Jim Harbaugh's physical style and offensive line talent are built to out-scheme almost anyone. However, with such thin depth, a single injury to a key starter, especially on the line, is enough to turn a championship-caliber season into a struggle. Are you buying the high ceiling of the McDaniel-Herbert pairing, or do you think the roster deficit is too much to overcome? Let me know below.